Welcome to Faith and Finance Fuse.
There is a secret hidden from the ordinary eye, and only those who understand it experience true success in God's kingdom. Many people chase success, wealth, influence, and increase, but very few understand the divine principle that is meant to govern them all. In today's video, we are uncovering the biblical truth that dominion is not greed. So stay with me till the end. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like, comment, and share, so others can also benefit from this truth of biblical wealth. Dominion is one of the most misunderstood words in the Bible. Some people hear that word and immediately think power, control, taking over, winning at all costs. But Genesis is saying something much deeper than that. Biblical dominion is not permission to destroy in the name of success. It is not greed with a Bible verse attached. It is not selfish ambition dressed in spiritual language. Biblical dominion is responsible authority under God. And this matters more than we think. Because the way you understand dominion will shape the way you understand success. If dominion means control, you will spend your life trying to own everything. But if dominion means stewardship, you will spend your life learning how to handle things faithfully. This is not just about theology on paper. This touches your job, your business, your money, your ambition, your leadership, your gifts, the way you build, the way you grow, the way you treat people on your way up. This reaches real life. So today we are going back to Genesis 1:26-30. And we are going to look carefully at what dominion really means. Not dominion as greed, not dominion as ego, but dominion as productive responsibility under God. And by the end of this teaching, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. Does my idea of success reflect stewardship or control? Let us slow down and read the passage. Because Genesis is not throwing out random words here. This is foundation language, identity language, assignment language, purpose language. Genesis 1:26 says, "Then God said, 'Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion.'" Please notice the order. Image first, dominion second. That means identity comes before authority. Being comes before doing. This is so important. Human beings were never meant to rule like independent gods. They were meant to reflect the character of the God whose image they bear. So dominion, from the beginning, is supposed to look like wisdom, order, care, justice, and responsibility. Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created man in his own image." That means human worth begins with God, not with money, not with status, not with performance, not with visibility. Value begins with God. Then Genesis 1:28 says, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply." Do you see that? Fruitfulness appears inside blessing. Multiplication appears inside blessing. Increase is not introduced here as evil. It is introduced as part of God's good design. And then the passage goes on to speak of provision, seed-bearing plants, resources, food, sustenance. So even here, dominion is not built on grabbing. It is built inside a world where God provides and humanity stewards. Now let us make something clear. Biblical dominion does involve real authority. This is not weak language. Human beings are called to cultivate, organize, govern, develop, and bring order. So the Bible is not against leadership. It is not against responsibility, and it is not against building things. But here is the key. That authority is delegated authority, borrowed authority, accountable authority. Human beings do not rule in God's place, as if God stepped away. We rule under God, before God, and answer to God. Think about a manager placed over a company branch. That manager may have real authority, yes, but the manager is still under ownership. He cannot destroy the business and then say, "Well, I was in charge." No, being in charge is exactly why responsibility matters. And that is how dominion works. This is where many people get confused. They mistake dominion for ultimate ownership. But Scripture begins with God as creator. And if God is creator, then God is owner in the highest sense. Which means our dominion is stewardship authority, not absolute ownership. And once that enters your heart, your language changes. You stop saying, "This is mine, I can do whatever I want." And you start asking, "Lord, how should I handle this? How should I use this money? How should I build this business? How should I lead these people? How should I use these gifts faithfully?" Now, let us talk about productivity. Because some believers become uncomfortable whenever increase is mentioned, as if growth must always be greedy, as if multiplication must always be worldly, as if building something meaningful is somehow suspicious. But Genesis does not treat fruitfulness like a sin. Genesis presents fruitfulness as part of blessing. That means there is something deeply biblical about increase when it is aligned with God's purpose. Not increase for vanity, not increase for ego, but increase that serves, builds, nourishes, strengthens, and blesses. And let us widen the meaning of productivity. Productivity is not just making money. Productivity is bringing forth value. It is solving problems. It is creating order where there was disorder. It is making something useful, beautiful, nourishing, healing, or sustainable. That can happen in a classroom, on a farm, in a business, in a workshop, in a home, in a studio, anywhere. Sometimes people speak as though work only entered the story after sin, but purposeful human activity existed before the fall. Work, in God's design, was not originally punishment. It was participation. It was calling. It was partnership with divine order. So the answer is not to kill ambition. The answer is to sanctify ambition. Not to destroy the desire to build, but to purify the motive behind what you build. Because there is holy ambition that says, "I want to serve well, build well, create well, lead well, and honor God well." Now let us bring this into the wealth conversation. Because in real life, dominion does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks very practical. It looks like management. It looks like cultivation. It looks like order. It looks like systems. A business that truly serves people can be one expression of dominion. Why? Because it organizes resources, solves problems, creates jobs, meets needs, and turns potential into useful value. That is not greed by definition. That can be stewardship in motion. Farming can express dominion. Taking land, seed, labor, wisdom, and season, and producing nourishment for people. That is beautiful. That is productivity with purpose. That is stewardship you can see. Invention can express dominion too. Designing tools, systems, technologies, or solutions that make life better, safer, cleaner, stronger. That can reflect the creative stewardship God placed in humanity. Innovation is not the enemy when wisdom governs it. Administration can express dominion as well. Some people overlook this because it is not flashy, but order is a gift. Managing people well, handling resources carefully, reducing waste, building healthy systems. These are not small things. These are acts of stewardship. Notice something here. Money matters, yes, but money is not the center. The center is faithful responsibility. Wealth in a biblical frame should remain tied to value, stewardship, fruitfulness, service, and accountability. So the question is not only, can I make more? The deeper question is, what kind of dominion does my work represent? Now we need to be honest about something. What God designed for stewardship, sin can distort into exploitation. Dominion can become domination. Responsibility can become pride. Productivity can become idolatry. Growth can become greed. Greed is distorted dominion. It says, more for me, even if others suffer. It forgets that resources are a trust. It starts acting as if accumulation is the whole point of life. Extraction without care is distorted dominion. Using people carelessly, draining communities, damaging creation, consuming everything in the name of profit. That does not reflect God. That reflects appetite without accountability. Pride is distorted dominion. It says, look what I built, but forgets who gave the breath, the strength, the wisdom, the favor, the open door, and the time. Humility is not against success. Humility is what makes success safe. Waste is distorted dominion too. When we treat time, money, food, talent, energy, land, or opportunity carelessly, we reveal something spiritual. Waste is not always just poor management. Sometimes it is moral carelessness. And oppression is one of the clearest distortions of dominion. Whenever growth depends on crushing people, deceiving people, underpaying people, or exploiting weakness, that is not biblical success. That is rebellion wearing the clothes of achievement. So every believer must ask, is what I am building aligned with God's order, or just my appetite? Because not every form of growth is healthy growth. Let us bring this home personally. Maybe you are trying to build a business. Maybe you are leading a team. Maybe you are trying to grow your income. Maybe you are learning skills for the future. Maybe you are managing a household. Maybe you are trying to become more disciplined with what God has given you. Genesis 1 says your calling is not to control life selfishly. Your calling is to steward life faithfully. Success, then, is not just having power. It is carrying responsibility well. It is building without corruption, increasing without arrogance, leading without oppression, producing without forgetting God. That is mature dominion. And honestly, this confronts all of us. Because it is possible to want results more than righteousness, influence more than integrity, wealth more than wisdom, growth more than God. But biblical dominion keeps calling us back to order. God is owner. We are image bearers. Work is a gift. Productivity can be holy, and wealth must remain accountable to purpose. So here is the question I want you to answer in the comments. Does my idea of success reflect stewardship or control? Do not answer too quickly. Let that question search your motives. Let it search your methods. Let it search the kind of life you are trying to build. And if this teaching is helping you see work, wealth, and purpose through a biblical lens, subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we upload a new video. Like this video, comment, and share it so others can benefit from this truth about biblical wealth. And after this, watch Friday's video on why waste is not spiritually neutral, because what we waste often reveals what we value. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.